Hello, welcome to our Iris by Kobetron training series. In this video, I'm going to show you how to schedule a configuration change request. So I'm going to start from the inventory tab, and I'm logged in as the casino agent. I'm going to scroll down and select a couple of machines and click on this action. It will load up a list of all of the change requests that are available. In this demo, we're going to do a configuration change. So I'll click on that. Since I have two selected, it's going to ask me to put it into a project. So I'm going to give the project a name for 5/3/2021, project 2. And I'll just, for a description, I'll just say demo project. So from here, I can select the machines, right click and add a component if I want to do that. And it'll allow me to add the same component to both configuration change requests. Or if I want to just move on to editing what's unique to each individual machine, I'll come down here and hit the submit button. Clicking the add component button will look exactly like clicking it on an individual machine. So I'll show you what it looks like on the individual machine. I'm going to hit submit. That's going to create the change request. We can see that the request was successfully created. So if I click the change request tab, this is going to load up the two individual change requests that I just created. Or if I go to the projects, we'll see the project that's in the status of drafting. So I'm going to click the more info, and down here it shows the project and then the two change requests. I'm just going to edit this one project or this one change request, even though I could edit both of them. So I'll click the edit and review button. This grid loads up and it's a list of all of the columns in the inventory page, and it loads up in a read-only mode. But if I click edit fields, this will make all of the fields editable and I can make any changes. So for the machine status, I could say online if I wanted to. I can make changes to any of these. The denom, I could say, oh, this is going to be a 50-cent machine. Or if I want to add software, I can do that here. If I click the X on any of these pieces of software, it's going to remove them, and you'll see that it's being removed because it has the red line through it. If I right click on here, I can say add a component, and this loads up the tool that allows us to select the software that we want to put on here. Again, what I showed you earlier in this video, where you can do that on the project level, it'll load this exact same tool up. The only difference is this is going to add the software to the one machine I have selected, where the other way I could add both machines. So I can scroll through here. This shows all of the tested software that's in your jurisdiction, and I can sort on any of these columns. I can type in any of these fields, have it filter things down. But once I know what software I want, I can select it and right click and say add to list, and they all show up in the selected components. I'll say submit added components. So everything that's new shows up with the word new next to it, and I can scroll down and hit submit. That saves this change request. I could then click this request regulator approval button, and it'll put it in the status of regulator approval requested. Or I can close out of this, make whatever changes I want to the next machine, and when I'm done, on the project level, I can also request regulator approval, and it'll request approval for all of the change requests inside of this project. So I'm going to do it from the project level. Click request regulator approval. The project status goes into a status of regulator approval requested. Now I'm logged in as the approver account, and I'm on the change request page. I'm going to navigate to projects. I'm going to click more info on this project number 2, and it shows the same thing that we saw when we were creating the project. I can review these change requests by clicking the review edit, and it loads up the exact same screen that we just saw. So I can scroll down here. Anything that's highlighted in gray is something that I've updated. And if you hover over it, you can see what the previous value was, if there was one. If there isn't one, it'll just say previously empty. You can scroll down, see all the changes to the software. These are all green, so they're all approved. If it was revoked, it would be highlighted in red and have an RV on there. So once you're all done, you can either approve it from here, or I'm going to close out of this since I have two change requests in this project. I want to approve them at the same time. So I'm just going to scroll to the bottom of the project. I could reject it, I could cancel it, but I'm going to approve it. Now we're in a status of approved. So the next step is to log in and complete this. Okay, I'm logged back in again as the casino agent account. So I'm going to click on projects. I'm on the change request tab. I'm going to say more info on project number 2. So now we can see that everything's been approved. I could click this review button and review it. It'll just load up the change request form in a read-only so that we can see everything that is being changed on it. But now that I'm ready to complete everything, I can just click this complete request button from the project level. And now it's going to complete the change request, and we'll see that the action ran successfully. If I want to see the changes, I can click on this requests and I can see the 2 machines that I did the request on. And if I click on inventory item, it's going to load the item up in a new tab in your web browser. And from here, we'll be able to see the changes that happened. So we just loaded it up. We can see now that the denom is a 50-cent machine instead of a penny. And if I scroll down, it's loading up all the software that's installed in this machine. We'll see the all the software changes and the new components that I added to it. Okay, it loaded up, and we can see all of the software from that change request is now installed in this EGM. So that's how you run a configuration change from start to finish, with having the casino agent or the person at the casino scheduling the request and the approver, whether it's somebody at the casino or a regulator that needs to approve it. We have an approver account that approves the request, and then the casino agent comes back and completes the request.